This is the only grenade launcher you need to get for Lightfall. It's mainly thanks for the upcoming anti-champion build changes which were recently announced, allowing for a lot more abilities and a variety of weapons to deal with them outside of the seasonal artifact, with Lingering Dread's God Roll being able to deal with not just one but two types of champions with literally zero effort. You can easily farm this one on repeat from the first boss in the Duality Dungeon whilst it's the featured dungeon, which it is this week, and it also drops from the final boss too. Despite there being lots of hoo-ha about whether you need auto-loading holster or not, you really don't, mainly because of the sensational origin trait, not to mention the metric shit ton of great perks in the third column. Bitter Spite is going to grant a stacking reload speed boost similar to that of Feeding Frenzy, except this procs when you receive damage. Paired on top of perks like Steady Hands, or even Feeding Frenzy itself for that matter, you'll reload this in the blink of an eye regardless. This is also the only Stasis lightweight frame grenade launcher, so it's going to fit into all of your favourite Stasis builds going forwards, and has excellent build crafting synergy, especially if you go with Demolitionist in the final column. You've even got Vorpal Weapon if you want to use it in a run and gun playstyle, with that sweet 15% damage boost to bosses and champions regardless. This is all well and good to be honest, but if you want to see the true power of Lingering Dread, then you'll need to hunt down this specific god roll right here. It'll take the piss out of champions next season, freeing up your loadout for endgame aspirational content like the new Lightfall Raid dungeons and even Grandmasters. Even then it'll just be that steady Eddie weapon that'll do all the heavy lifting for you regardless, making everything feel like an absolute cakewalk. This all really starts with the blinding nades, soon to be renamed disorientating nades next season. These are great on their own as they'll blind enemies in a fairly large area, making them easy to clean up, but it'll now have the added functionality of being able to stagger unstoppable champions. You'll more than likely need to swap to another weapon to defeat them, but if you enjoy tickling them to death with the zero impact that blinding nades offers, then this will do the trick. Then combined with the underrated yet supremely powerful chill clip, you've got an ad clearing champion stopping nightmare in your hands. Direct hits will slow enemies and apply a freezing burst around them, which also with this combo will blind them too. On top of that, slowing champions with Stasis will stun overload champions, making chill clip a no-brainer for endgame content. Two direct hits will freeze them instantly too, which also will technically stagger unstoppable champions, meaning if you really want to, you can swap out blinded nades for spike nades to deal more damage to any enemy stupid enough to be in your way. Round it out by aiming for quick launch in the first column to bump up the velocity and handling, making it even easier to use. And now that you've got the best Lingering Dread that you've ever seen, it's time to get your sweaty mitts on this endgame heavy grenade launcher just in time for its immense damage buff, find out why it isn't Wendigo, and which perks you need in this next video.